In this video, we are going to see how to, make your own conditional formatting formulas. Now, what I want to do is when the status of any of the payments, we have a lot of them, and there is status cleared or uncleared. If the status is cleared, then it should be highlighted in green, and uncleared should be highlighted in red. Now you might think that this is not very difficult because I can just select all of them, go to conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, and equals to, you can write it cleared. Okay, and you can just change the color and click OK. Now I don't want that. Rather, I want to highlight the entire row. So I need to get rid of this conditional formatting. So just select the whole column, go to conditional formatting, clear rules from the selected cells. Now we have already seen that conditional formatting or any word with condition contains if. So in conditional formatting, it's pre-programmed that if your criteria meets the mentioned criteria, then format it. So it's pre-programmed with formatting. So when the condition meets, if this is equal to cleared, then it will format. So that's how we can apply this formatting. Now if we write here that equals to this cell equals to cleared, what would be the answer? Because we haven't applied if. Just think for a while. The answer will be true because this condition is true. What criteria we have mentioned, this cell is exactly equals to that. So if is used to show us a different answer. If this cell is equal to this cell, then show OK, like that kind of thing. So Excel conditional formatting works on true and false. So if the condition is true, it will automatically colored whichever cell has written this answer. If the condition is false, it will not format that cell. Let's test this formula over here. So in the first cell, I need to highlight this whole row. So if we test the backend formula, the whole row should show true values. So I will write equals to this cell equals to cleared, and that is true. But if I move it towards left, you can notice that all the values are false. Why? The easiest way of checking the formula is double clicking it, because now it's checking that if clearing reference is equals to cleared. So no, it's obviously not. So what problem do we have here is that when we move towards left, the cell should not change its place. But if we move downwards, because I have one other status, it should change the rows but not the columns. So what we need to do is fixing. So I need to fix it. F4. No, this is full fixing. I want to free the rows and fix the columns. So like this. F2, $F2 means the column is fixed, but the row is free to move. If I drag now, you can notice that all are true. And if I move downwards by double clicking it, sorry, I have the values right there. By dragging it, you can see that you have all the results. This status is cleared, so all the row is showing true. The other cell is uncleared, So all the row is showing false based on this single status. So you have to check each and every cell according to the status. So it should not change its columns as we move towards left. Okay. Now this is only the backend formula, and we need to apply the conditional formatting on this data. So what you need to do is just select the data and go in conditional formatting, and then I will go in new rule because I want to create my own formula. So I will select this option, use a formula to determine which cells to format. Means I will tell Excel which cells to format. Now I know that I have applied this formula. I will just copy this and will apply in this situation. Conditional formatting, new rule, and use a formula which cells to determine, paste this. Now whenever you highlight the whole table, it means that it will not run according to the transaction cells but according to headings. So the reference we have here right now is first cleared cell. So instead we have to give the heading reference so that all the contents based on that in that heading based on the status will get highlighted. So I will remove this and write 1. So F1 and equals to cleared. That will do the thing. Now if I go on format, I want to format it in fill, in green, and OK and OK. And boom, you have all the rows highlighted. If I change the status cleared, immediately the row will get highlighted. Now for uncleared, you need to select again the whole table and go in conditional formatting, new rule, use a formula which tells to determine, and now that we know formula, we can apply here as well. Equals to this cell, because in highlighting the entire row, the reference should always be heading so that it can see the contents by itself. But to see the contents and move between the rows, you need to unfreeze the rows so that it can move downwards. And equals to inverted commas uncleared. All right. And now I can format this in red. Okay. And okay. And boom, you have the answers. If I change the status uncleared, it will get highlighted. So we will apply this same knowledge that we have just learned in our A scatter analysis.